So yeah, if I had to do it again, when we go back, hopefully this fall, down to Pennsylvania, I would definitely have different tire compounds. This time I'm going to Pennsylvania.
Take three.
Take three. Hello.
What you building?
So I'm building basically new outer skin for the pit cart. This pit cart has been with us for a long time. I built it I was racing super late models on the pavement way back. So this thing has been down south. It's been to Canada, all over New England. It's got miles and miles and miles on it. So it was time for a new skin. So we're redoing all of the outside. The frame is good. It actually was bigger, and then I downsized it, and it works good for us. But we have a little bit of downtime right now after racing in Pennsylvania. So we're doing some housekeeping things. So one of the things was to reskin the pit box, neaten some stuff up, clean it out. We might have a couple extra things with us.
Yeah.
And get ready to go again. So Walt's working on his car. You see mine's apart. Panels are going out to be wrapped next week, right? Next week.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna bring them Sunday.
Yeah. Probably Monday.
Sunday, Monday. Yeah, that's right. Sunday's Easter.
Yeah.
Probably Monday.
Easter Bunny's coming.
Yeah.
So, well, anyway, follow along. We got a little bit of work to do with this. Fix this up. The old panels are pretty beat. New front end in Walt's car. One coming out with a little bit tweaked, not a lot, but we'll get you out of a pinch. But we'll put a new front end in it, and all kinds of other exciting things that go on in the shop. All the work that goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
That we get to do.
So, just to recap, we went to Selinsgrove. We were all pronouncing it wrong up here in the Northeast. We were calling it Selinsgrove. Down there it's Selinsgrove. So I guess we can call it Selinsgrove from now on.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the place? What'd you think of the race? I mean, obviously there was 60 cars. We both got in. You ran the whole feature. Just recapping, how do you think it went with everything?
Overall, the trip was great. There was a lot of stuff coming out. New truck and trailer were new to us. Ran perfect. Trailer worked great. The stacker trailer for both of us worked great. We got a few things to change around in that. The race cars ran well. I mean, you're going to a place we've never been to, never even seen a lap and live, and not a lot of people had a notebook for the place because it's pretty much sprint car country.
Right.
So, you know, I was really pleased. Off the truck, both the cars were, out of 60 cars, I think we were mid-20s or low 20th, 22nd quickest.
Yeah, I think you were 22nd and I was 24th.
Yeah. So,
and that was out of 60, and I think that was only 3 to 4 tenths off the leader.
Right. And that was, you know, you show up, you got 4 laps basically to figure it out, and then you're qualifying. So, you know, but I was really happy. The cars ran well, and I was happy with my car. I felt really comfortable in the car. So as far as tires, we learned that we needed a better selection of tires. When we go back this fall, we'll have some harder and some softer tires with us. Felt like after the race, talking with some other racers, we were good early on, started to pass cars, and then the car fell off. and the last couple of restarts, it was really free if I was up on the top. And then when I came in, I could see why, because there was no tread left on the right rear, so it was tough to get any bite. That and probably tickle it a little bit with gear. We had talked about it before the feature, but overall, really happy with the way cars went. Going to place, when you go into a place blind like that, and you have really, really good racers, it, you know, just the hard work paid off for both of us. I felt like, I mean, so you know, I was happy. I wasn't happy with a 20th place finish, but we were in the mix racing. We were going forward. So those are the things that you know, that make you happy, but not
satisfied.
Satisfied, yeah, definitely not satisfied at all. But the changes over the winter that we did to the car, the repairs, everything, the car drove the best it's ever driven. I was really comfortable with the race car, being able to move all around with it, right off the trailer. So I'm excited to climb back in. I wish we were racing this weekend. So, what about you?
Well, made 5 laps. We weren't too bad. Got behind qualifying. Just inexperienced at the racetrack. I started in the qualified spot, and on a restart, I didn't get as good of a restart as I should have. Probably should have protected the top, and I didn't, and didn't get qualified in, so we had to go through the consi. And we battled. I wasn't ever happy with the car. You know, I always was complaining that it was a little loose in the slick, and it was tight up on the top. So just some fine-tuning things. I struggled with stagger all day. Didn't have it where I wanted it. But those are things you go through. We'd never worked with American racers, so now I would know I'd probably pick one that's a little bigger, one that's a little smaller, to make it so I had some change in stagger. But other than that, you know, we got in, so that tells me we were better than half. And you know, now we work from there. We know what the American racers do, especially down south. It uses them up, which is fine, because that means you're using the tire up. It means you have bite. You know, it's not like around here where it's wore out. You know, when you can spin the tire for 100 laps and it doesn't even take a 16th to tread off or anything. It just glazes them over. So we'll work on that stuff. It sucked I didn't get to run, you know, I think it was 4 or 5 laps in the feature, and I jumped the cushion, made a mistake myself, and then got caught up in somebody else's mess. But that's racing. So now we fix it and move on. So now we're Dad's working on the pit box, like you said. As you can see, we got it's not junk, but items in the pit box probably don't need to be in the pit box. Yeah. There's things we probably don't need 4 sets of brake pads, things like that. If you're wearing out 4 sets of brake pads in a night, we got other problems.
We've definitely got other problems.
And some other stuff, you know, like yokes and shock towers. Dirt cars are always using shock towers if you get one knocked off, so we got a bunch of those. And we have 2 of everything. We have 2 gear pans, we have 2 rotors. You know, maybe with one car you only bring 1 rotor and 1 gear pan and a couple shock towers. We have double. So we fit it all into here, and now if you could see the trailer's just kind of got stuff scattered in it because we put it together at 3 in the morning. So we got to go through and clean all that out. And then other than that, we got to make some repairs to mine. Nothing major. Got to replace this bar, and then I'm gonna cut this off and replace this bung so we can put a rub rail on it, and we'll be back golden. We'll put a front end in it, and we'll be back to normal.
Yeah, ready to race.
For sure. So stay tuned. You'll see a little bit of work, and Dad's getting the pit box done, so it should look pretty when it's done.
Yeah, just needed a good freshen up, and we had the time to do it, so.
Yeah.
Do it now, because during the season it ain't happening.
No, and the season will be here, what, next week?
Yeah.
So as you can see, we got that all cut off and ground down. This is a pretty normal change. It's nice. Bicknell makes these all cut, I think, for like $2 a piece. So we stock 2 or 3 of them because it's inevitable that you get hit in the rub rail and it bends the rub rail and it messes up, bends the bung here.
Nothing worse than a bent bung.
Yeah, it makes the rub rails a wicked pain to get in. So we'll get that done. Dad's still building panels.
Yeah. You got to lay them all out. For those of you wondering, watching along, what we do is, like, this is a small one. So you can see that mark. This is where we're going to bend here, and here, and here. And what happens is, by making the bend on the panel, it helps to stiffen. This is the thicker aluminum we use for the bodies on the cars. The thinner aluminum just would be, it's like tin foil. It wouldn't work. Guys do it, but we don't. We use the thicker stuff. And like, this is an old door. You can see it had the handle and everything in it. Nice flip handles and stuff. But you can see on the back, put a stiffener, and then by bending this, it stiffens it, and then it gets fastened with a piano hinge. And again, this is all home built. It's not factory built. Yes, there are probably better methods, more expensive methods, but this has served us for a long time. Looks good, effective, and not too costly for us to build in-house. And like I say, we like to build things in-house if we can. A lot of teams like to buy things. That's okay too, but we don't. If we can build things, we like to build them. So this will be the new door. I get it all laid out. I'll take it over to the bender. I'll bend all of it. This will always get crimped so it's double. It'll make it nice and stiff. The little trick is to cut these corners like that on a 45. That way when it lays down, you get this nice pattern like that, so it lays right in there, so it's not lumpy. So it makes it nice. And I got to build 2 of these for the bottom. I got the other 4 big doors done. I got the back door done. So yeah. And it's something that you kind of enjoy doing. You can knock out, you know, I haven't been too long doing these doors today. So, and it'll look really good when it's done.
Got it all tacked on. Got it straight. And now we'll weld it up. Quick and easy job. Just like that. Got a bumper bung all welded on.
So Walt's got his front end over here.
A lot of bent bolts.
New front end, all painted, dried. 10 bar bracket down here. So what we do, these wires. People ask, what are they for? Well, we hang stuff to paint. Always check the bolts. Even though the front end was barely tweaked.
We've been, I think, every single bolt on the right side.
Every bolt is bent. Every one of them.
These are all grade 5s.
And that's a grade 5 bolt. So
we don't use a grade 8 because they shatter.
Yeah, and you want some give. And bolts are pretty cheap, so. But if you get hit hard, check it. It could be just a bent bolt. And it'd be something to throw the front end off, and you could chase it for a while. I mean, some guys don't worry about it, but the littlest things, especially with these crate cars, the more we race them, the more we learn that there's definitely speed and maintenance. So, and even in the bigger cars, it doesn't matter.
If you're in the pits, you ain't gonna win.
So, And the last thing you want to do is travel a long ways or even travel a short distance. I mean, you work all week, you want to race. So at the end of the day, if you do your homework here, usually it pays off later on. So I got another panel set to go in the brake. That's what I was talking about a little bit earlier. I cut the ends. So you see it's in the brake or whatever. Taking, we'll bend her up. Give her a bend, like so. I'm being the cameraman and the bending guy, so let's see. And then we get, so you got a little lip like that, we'll just crush it in here. When I crush it, it makes it, gives it rigidity. And we do that to all four sides. Oh, here, well, I'll hold the camera and I'll show you. And most of you guys, I'm sure, know this. But you can put it in and crush the whole thing, but it's hard on the brake. It's just as easy to go like this, and I think it actually comes out better than that. And then I'll take the ends and just push down on it a little bit like that. And this thing, it really crushes, so it's got, the jaw's got a lot of bite to it. So just spin it back around. Same thing, we'll line it up. Get a nice square bend on it. Down, repeat the process. Same thing. Get a nice crush, just like that. Get the ends. Same thing. Now I made the end a little bit wider, you'll see. And what that does is when it closes, like, because this is a door, essentially, makes the end really stiff. So when it closes up against the frame of the door, it gives the aluminum more rigidity, especially on this one, because it's a long door on the front of the pit box. This door gets opened a lot. Just a little bit extra on the ends helps to, and essentially, if not, you're just going to cut it off. It's just scrap metal. If you're doing it this way. Like I said, there's more than one way to do it. Reset, so nice straight bend. And then the back, that's what I was talking about. See how this is wider? And this goes up against the pit box over here. You close it. The panel goes here. Nice rigid surface, closes nice and tight. It'll look really good. Another door down.
Another door down. We got the bung all done. Got that done. Got all this done. Got the new brake line on. Getting ready to set the front end in. We got our recap done. I think we've accomplished a lot in a short period of time.
Yeah, definitely.
So, do we have any idea where we're going to race next?
Boy, my feet are starting to itch. I mean, I think we pretty well made our mind up that we're going to race Lebanon Valley. We really like the place, so I think you're going to see us week in and week out. That's where we're going to hang out for the year. So we'll be there. Then there's a race. We have a week off from Lebanon Valley. It's a tour race for the Dirt Series, the 602 stuff or whatever they're doing at Bear Ridge. So we may hit that because we're off that week. Obviously you'll see Walt in the Pavement Modified, a bunch of races. So he's pretty well booked there between running his dirt car and that. I'll be running all the dirt races. And fall again, we hope to return to Port Royal and run with the Short Track Super Series down there. And as the season goes, we'll announce, they just announced Florida for, I know we were coming out of winter, but they already announced in Florida some racing at Alltech. We're looking seriously at that. If we can find Probably a little bit of sponsorship to help with the tire bill for running down there for 4 nights. Definitely a high possibility of going there and racing down in Florida, and hopefully seeing we got some friends and stuff down there, so it'd be fun to go. So stay tuned. Again, anybody who wants to help out, we're always looking for sponsorship. If you'd like to help, a little bit sometimes goes a long ways, but we just enjoy having you watch. So again, like, subscribe, send us questions. We love to answer questions, or it can be about whatever, where we started, what we were doing, what we do for work. I don't care, whatever. Walt and I like to answer the questions, and so stay tuned. We'll have more video.
Yeah. So as Dad said, make sure to like the videos, subscribe to our channel. We got pages on Facebook, YouTube, obviously, TikTok. That's all Heather. Instagram's all Heather. I feel like I'm missing one, but I don't think I am. So yeah. So I hope everybody has a good night, good week, and hang with us. We'll be back at a racetrack shortly.
See you soon.